One bullet, one prince, and then the whole world burning in fire. This was that spark which gave birth to the First World War, a war that changed the course of history. You are watching War History. Please like and subscribe channel. The First World War, the dreadful war that continued from 1914 to 1918, which engulfed not only Europe but the entire world. It was that war in which new technology, trench battles, and chemical weapons showed humanity such destruction that even imagining it is difficult. 4 great empires collapsed, hundreds of thousands of families were ruined, and more than 20 million people went into the mouth of death. Today, we are going to tell you the complete story of that very First World War. The First World War, World War I, was the very first great tragedy of the 20th century. This war began in 1914 and ended in 1918. On 28th June 1914, the Crown Prince of Austria-Hungary, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was killed by a young man from Serbia. This seemed like a small incident, but the tension already spread among the great powers of Europe turned this murder into the fire of war. Austria attacked Serbia, then Russia supported Serbia, Germany sided with Austria, and thus, before anyone realized, almost the whole of Europe descended into such a war that no one could stop. This war was fought on different fronts. On the Western Front, France and Belgium, soldiers dug long trenches and took positions against each other. For years, soldiers lived in those same trenches, fighting filth, disease, and hunger, and on top of that, facing the enemy's shells and bullets. On the Western Front, the fighting mostly remained at a standstill. Sometimes one army advanced a few miles, sometimes the other. Millions of lives were lost, yet no result came out new technology and weapons. This war was a combination of old and new technology. For the first time, tanks and machine guns were used on a large scale. Chemical weapons, such as poisonous gases, were used, which killed thousands of soldiers within moments. Airplanes were also used for the first time on a large scale for spying and bombing. All these things made the war more dangerous and destructive than ever before. The war of the whole world. Although this had started between the European powers, this war soon spread throughout the whole world. The European powers called upon millions of soldiers from their colonies. People from India, Africa, and the Middle East were also forced or compelled to take part in this war. In 1917, the United States joined the Allied powers, Britain, France, Russia. America's fresh troops and resources changed the course of the war. In 1918, Germany and its allies became weak and were finally defeated. On the 11th of November, 1918, an armistice agreement was made, but the real end came in 1919 when the Treaty of Versailles was signed. This treaty forced Germany under harsh conditions and heavy penalties. Result: 4 empires came to an end. The German, Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and Russian empires. Approximately 20 million people were killed, and hundreds of thousands were disabled. The politics and map of the world changed. And above all, after this war, the foundation was laid for another great war, the Second World War. You are watching War History. Please like and subscribe channel.